Hi, I'm Warren Senders, and this is Cool Tunes for a Hot Planet, the podcast at the intersection of music and the struggle for social and environmental justice. This is episode 13, Global Notes, and today I'm going to be talking with Linda J. Chase. Linda is a faculty member at Berklee College of Music and New England Conservatory of Music. She's a composer, a flautist, a teacher, and an activist. And we're talking here about Linda's composition work, her history of integrating music and her environmental passions, and about her upcoming premiere of the 2025 revision, the complete performance of her oratorio, For Our Common Home, Resounding Ecojustice. Linda, welcome. It's great to have you here, especially in the day and age of endless Zoom conversations. It seems almost impossible to believe that we're actually in the same space together, but here we are.
Glad to be here. Thank you, Warren.
Earth was here before us, a gift for us to keep, to share the fruits with those in need, protect and oversee.
Unjustified dominion destroys the bond we seek. Respect the laws of nature. Take only what you need.
Tell me something about your process in developing For Our Common Home.
My first oratorio I wrote in 2017, and it's called The City is Burning. And there's a very famous theologian, Harvey Cox, that heard it. And he said, I want you to write a piece based on Laudato Si. And I said, well, give me a minute. We just finished this one.
Let's get a little context. What is Laudato Si?
Okay. Well, Laudato Si is an encyclical, which is a letter written by the Pope. And this Pope is Pope Francis. And he wrote this letter to the world. So he intended it not just for Catholics or even people of the Christian faith, but for everyone. So Pope Francis wrote this in 2015. One of the lines that really, really spoke to me, he said, may our troubles and concerns for our planet never take away the joy of our hope. Let us sing as we go. And I feel that so strongly because it's easy to get bogged down, and it's easy to feel like I can't do anything or that it's not going to get better. But I love that because he's really asking us, let us sing as we go, and to continue living in joy and hope. And that was really inspirational to me when I started writing it. The lockdowns had just happened. And at the time, you may remember singing in a chorus was about the worst thing you could do. And I thought, well, this is what I'm doing. And I always had, for whatever reason, this sense of faith that it was the right thing to do and that I'm just going to do it. 2020, summer of 2020 was also when George Floyd was killed. And the day, and you were probably there, but the day that there was a big rally in Boston, my kids decided to go, and I'm left with the piano at home. At the time, in the text where I was reading, which is actually from the Bible, it says, where is your brother? What have you done? But what's powerful in the text, in Laudato Si, is Pope Francis talks about who is your brother? We are all siblings, and that feeling of when injustice has happened to someone, it's happened to all of us, and we need to know that, and I think we need to feel that, and that's also in this same mode of let us sing as we go, we have to keep walking in faith, that if we keep doing the right thing, if we keep working for peace and justice, that's the only way it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And it will.
God
Right.
of creation, God of liberation.
That was another very specific concept that Harvey wanted me to focus on. He said, probably out of everything, this is what Laudato Si is about. But Harvey said, I really want you to focus on God is a God not only of creation, but of liberation.
God of creation, God of liberation, help us find strength in tribulation. God of creation, God of liberation, empower the people, defeat injustice. Arise, arise, rise up, arise, God of creation, God of liberation, you give endurance to stand up to oppression. God of creation, God of liberation, freedom and justice you call us to seek. Rise up, arise, arise.
If you look at the score, it's almost all accidentals. It just keeps changing key all over the place. That's just how it ended up being. But at the end of each verse is sung, rise up, arise.
God of creation, God of liberation, sea, wind, and sky bring messages from heaven. God of creation, God
So sometimes when people hear the word oratorio, they just think of like classical 18th century music, but this is what I consider cross genre. And so you're going to hear some klezmer, and then there's definitely jazz flavors throughout, some more than others. The challenge, to me, that all makes sense, and it's very connected.
About the movement, Where is Your Brother? Can you give our listeners and our viewers a picture of what's happening inside this?
Yeah, absolutely. So it starts with two singers, and they're doing sort of a call and response of this line, "Where is your brother? What have you done? Where is your brother? What have you done?" And the music is fairly sparse. It gets kind of quiet. And then there's this line, "The voice of your brother's blood cries out from the ground." That's in the Bible. I hadn't read it before. That's so powerful. And that's sung by just one really low bass. And then there's this kind of breathing, the whole choir breathes in and out. And then when the chorus comes in and sings, "When justice ceases to dwell in the land, life is endangered." And they repeat that a little bit, and then they move into injustice can be defeated in the land, and it just kind of accelerates. And that's, I think, what we really need to think about. It can be defeated. We can defeat it.
tell me about Preach to the Flowers.
Harvey actually asked me to write a St. Francis theme song. So I wanted it to be a jazz waltz somehow. It had to be that. And it was summer, and the sparrows started, just congregating on my deck. And I'm writing this song about Preach to the Flowers. And what happens as the song moves along, because of the sparrows, it goes into this old hymn quoting a line, "His eye is on the sparrow." And because, if you let music take you there, it will take you there. And that's where it took me, and so it became this this idea of our Creator taking care of us and taking care of everyone, and remembering the sparrow, this little tiny creature.
Sisters, he called them. All of God's creatures are kin. Preach to the flowers, they listen. Humbly reach out to each person as friend, step by step, stone by stone, walk the walk and build the movement, keeping our eyes on the holy. Make me an instrument of your peace. It is in giving that we receive. Praise be to God for the moon and the stars. Praise for the wind and the light and the dark. Step by step, stone by stone, walk the walk and build the movement, keeping our eyes on the Holy One, the sparrow. Step by step, stone step, step by step. Step by step, 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 step by step. Step by step, step by step.
Do you have? Are you a person of faith? Are you a Christian, or do you bring a religious faith to this?
I am a person of faith, and one of many many changes over the years, and my spiritual journey is very rooted in walks on the beach or walks in the woods, and I talk to God,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember a conversation with Harvey once. I don't know, ask him one of those like big meaning of life kind of questions, and I thought, oh, he'll know. He's this famous theologian. He said, "The older I get, the more I realize how mysterious life is." And I thought, oh. And I'm totally in that place now.
Mm-hmm.
of the mystery, the mystery, there's a source, and but spirituality, my own spirituality definitely has a place in it.
And that's linked for you with your work in music.
Well, sometimes, I mean, I think it is in this place, not all the time. I mean, probably not most of the time, maybe. I think the way I want to answer that question, actually, is this. I've never felt before, as I've felt writing this piece, that I was a vehicle. I can't, I couldn't describe to you. I mean, we can sit down, we can write music, we can play music, but this really felt like I was being guided in some kind of way. And I've never felt that before. And so that's what I can say to your question about spirituality. And spiritual purposes and intents are a big part of a lot of music from all over the world. Mm-hmm. And it's really powerful. And again, this brings back the idea of community, and when people are singing together in community, and the purpose, that is the purpose, rather than the artist as an expert, the performance, that sort of division between the stage and the audience. I think that it's important for us to remember the many different purposes and intentions of music.
Lovely. Your oratorio, For Our Common Home, Resounding Ecojustice, will be premiering at Sanders Theatre on Saturday, May 10th at 8 o'clock.
In Cambridge.
In Cambridge, Massachusetts. Linda J. Chase, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so
Warren.
Much. Good luck on your premiere.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
Be there.
It's been a
I'll
pleasure.
Be there.
Good.
Thank you so much for joining us.
All right.
Pope Francis listened to a recording of the preview performance. He wrote to the composer, "I very much appreciated your work. Thank you for your sensibility and commitment. The world constantly needs to be made aware of the importance of the care for our common home. Please continue with zeal, joy, and creativity." For more information about Linda J. Chase and her music, please visit lindajchase.com. For Our Common Home, Resounding Ecojustice will be released for digital download on April 18, 2025 by Albany Records, www.albanyrecords.com. For Our Common Home, Resounding Ecojustice will receive its world premiere performance on Saturday, May 10th at Sanders Theatre in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Online tickets can be purchased at boxoffice.harvard.edu. This is Warren Senders, and you've been listening to Cool Tunes for a Hot Planet. Thanks so much for listening. See you next time. Don't miss the special Earth Day episode of Cool Tunes for a Hot Planet. That'll be dropping next week on April 21st, 2025.